Now, to speak more on this new resurgence, earlier on I spoke with Kabiru Adamu, the Managing Director of Beacon Consulting Limited, and I began by asking him his opinion on the primary reasons behind the resurgence of mass adoption of school children and teachers despite efforts to improve security in vulnerable areas.
The immediate reasons are the ability of the non-state actors who are responsible for the abduction to operate, in spite of the effort being made by security organizations. These groups are still able to operate. The second primary reason is the socioeconomic conditions that exist at the moment. The cost of living crisis, the inflationary trend that we're monitoring has increased the vulnerabilities of the communities. And so the industry that is feeding the activities of the perpetrators is now allowing them to operate more freely. They are able to recruit, and then they are also able to take advantage of this very difficult socioeconomic conditions to move around by bribing people, paying them money, and incorporating them into their activities. And then, of course, the access to weapons that they have, drugs too, they still have access to drugs. Then their ability to foil their motorbikes, it's also responsible. And then lastly is the fact that we still haven't dominated the forested parts. They are domiciled in those forested parts. They come out, they carry out their abduction, then they go back to those forested parts where they keep their victims and negotiate money until they are paid the money.
Now, all right, so how can the government ensure the safe return of adopted pupils, teachers, and women while also addressing the underlying factors contributing to insecurity in affected regions?
Once an abduction has taken place, we have only two options, unfortunately. One option is either to pay and get the victims released, or the other option is to rescue them. Unfortunately, over the period that we have documented abductions and we've attempted to get a sense of the dynamics, only less than 10% of victims have been rescued. The rest at 90% are usually released after the payment of ransom. And so even though there is a very slim chance that these children can be rescued, the percentage is less than 10%. And so the likelihood is that a period of negotiation would take place, and then they will be released after whatever demand that has been made by these guys.
All right, so lastly, before I let you go now, what measures can be taken to rebuild trust and confidence in the Nigerian education system among students and parents in communities affected by the wave of school abductions?
Well, we have several policies that are being implemented for addressing safety in schools. Remember, we started with the Safe School Initiative, which was after the Chibok incident in 2014. Then after that, we did the Safe School Declaration. And then now we have a national policy on safe schools or something like that with its implementation guideline. As a result of that, monies have been voted. A center for responding to school safety has been set up. So I think it's for the implementation of these policies through a structured approach with monitoring and evaluation systems in place so that there will be key performance indicators that can be measured. And in this instance, the Ministry of Education, the Parliament, the National Assembly, the Senate, and the House of Rep need to step in so that the oversight function that will be played will be one that would allow the implementation of these policies. We don't need a new policy. All of these instruments that I've mentioned, the SSI, Safe School Initiative, the Safe School Declaration, and this policy, they are very good. They are globally acclaimed. And once we implement them, I think we can have a very good and safe environment for our kids.